Alright you guys, it's Jay here, back here with another video, and I was gonna wait to do this type of video, the truth about Undisputed, closer to when I was able to actually go into detail about the testing process. But I feel like now would maybe be a little bit better time to talk about this, and I think it'll be easier if I split it up into three talking points. Okay, so the first one would be gameplay. That's obvious. The second one would be the community backlash, and then the third one would be reality. So you combined all these into one, and I think you get the video I'm making now. So if you guys have not already, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. If you're new, join the family, join the gang. As always, strap in. Also, in the description, join the Discord, man, talking about a lot of things regarding Undisputed. I'm gonna try to ramp up the content as we get closer, so be prepared for that. Live streams, Twitter spaces, etc. So yeah, without further ado, let's go into the first talking point, which is going to be gameplay. Okay, now I know a lot of people have their takes on what the gameplay for Undisputed should be, or what it shouldn't be, or what's the problem, what's not the problem. For me personally, I think it's fairly simple. It boils down to, I'll probably say 3 to 4 things. The first one would be diagonal dodge. That's probably the easiest one. The way diagonal dodge works, I don't like. It doesn't really take any stam. The way you can abuse it, I don't like. And most importantly, the way it looks, it just looks bad. Let's be quite honest. It does not look good. That needs to be fixed. The second thing would probably be, I will probably say the hooks. The range on hooks and how hooks are utilized, and how the hook extends longer than the jab at times. Not every time it does that, but certain times, in how you throw it, how you maneuver with it can look that way. So I think that would be a key one, especially since they've now fixed the body uppercuts. That is a really big problem. You don't want to have a problem to where you fix the back step straight, where you fix the body uppercuts, and then someone can just still go into loose movement and then back away using the back stab hook, or the going backwards hook, or the check hook going to the left or to the right. You don't really want that to be an actual thing. Just like the diagonal dodge, you know what I mean? The diagonal dodge is broken. It's really broken. You really don't run into a lot of people who use it, but when it's used, it's like, geez, this is like really bad. It's annoying. You can stop it. It's just annoying though, and it's something that should be eradicated with certain types of changes. I would say the first change would be for the diagonal dodge. Actually have it to where you're able to counter very well. I feel like a lot of these gameplay problems, if you were just able to counter them, I feel like the blow would be lessened, as far as how do I say this, as far as how it's perceived by the community. And then secondly, just have it be able to take more stam off. It needs to be actually, your stam needs to be punished. Your cardio needs to be punished when using it. I feel like that's a really big thing, especially with weaves, slips, side steps, whatever you're doing. Lunges cost cardio, it costs stam, it costs energy. You should lose stam for almost a lot of those things, in my opinion. Some people may not like that, and that's fine, but I feel like that would be a thing. And then with the backstep hooks, I feel like that's fairly simple. Just do the exact same thing that you did with the uppercuts. And I actually think that Undisputed could possibly bring back the hook that we saw from ESBC. I don't know why they took this out. ESBC is super buggy. I'm not a ESBC fanboy. ESBC and Undisputed are the same thing, minus a few punch animations. Same thing. I'm not one of the guys who get a hard on for that game, but I feel like one thing that ESBC did do well to this day was the left hook, the lunging hook. How it's just, you jump in and then you come back out of range. I feel like if they were to bring that back, maybe alongside fixing a range of a hook, that can coincide and mesh well together with the overall gameplay. So those are two main changes with gameplay. And then the last one, I would probably say, now this could be a nitpick. Now you can go angles, you can go 6-axis blocking, manual blocking, or you can go the route that I'm about to go, which is fighter uniqueness. I did get an answer from a developer. I asked what these things be something changed post launch? And I got the response back. He said essentially, when you look at what they've done with Lomachenko, because Lomachenko got a pretty sizable likeness change, regarding his shorts and just the overall reskin, right? And you look at that, they said it's very well going to be possible we're going to see the same exact thing with Bud Crawford. So that is good to hear, because that is one of my main problems. I like using Bud in this game. Bud was one of my top 3 most used fighters in the early access, but one of the main problem is I feel like his proportions are off. His shorts length is really bad, and when I say proportions, I mean his reach, how his body is proportioned, head, shoulders, that sort of thing, almost like what Stephen Wonderboy Thompson looked like in UFC 3, how he was so disproportionate body wise. Kind of the same thing with Terrence Crawford in this ordeal. So I feel like that those 3 main changes for me particularly are something big. Now obviously you have stuff like desync. Yes, that is a problem. I know that is a problem that needs to get fixed. So you could really chalk that up as 4 main problems, but those are the 3 that I really would like to see, would like to see going forward, getting changed. And the nice transition going into community backlash. Now I did a video addressing the community more in a serious way a few months back. I did a video about 2 weeks ago talking about just the Reddit and how toxic that was, and Discord as well. But I kind of want to go more in depth to it because it's probably the only time I'm gonna address it in this manner going forward. I feel like this community, and this is what every gaming community, and Nade Shot talked about this, do we actually want this game to be good? I think that's a really good question. Do we actually want this game to be good? And I had to ask myself when I first started testing. I didn't ask myself that specific question. I had to ask myself, am I gonna take this serious? You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people in this community just don't take shit serious whatsoever. And as far as, as a fucking truck passes by me, as the content creators start to get the embargo lifted on NDA, hopefully. We're still doing testing, so I don't know when the fuck that's gonna be. I'm kind of in the dark about that. Hopefully, it's pretty soon. But as a content creator start to get that embargo lifted and things are starting to be talked about more, I feel like there's going to be a lot of openness in regards to the community. So I really want to address my particular critique. No, I'm not going to say which content creator. A lot of content creators, are not the reason for a lot of changes. I'm not going to say that, but a lot of their suggestions often do get heard in regards to that being in regards to it being changed. One particular content creator, I'm not going to say the name, his suggestion is now a mechanic in the game. So that's pretty cool. I know my videos have been heard. I know a bunch of other content creators videos have been heard in regard, yeah, we know that. Y'all, if you know, in regards to that. But it's just the community backlash and the stigma around, I would say, content creators with testing is such a weird one to me, because when I signed first NDA, I don't know about other content creators, when I first signed NDA, it had to be way before early access. It had to be like 2022, either late 2022, because that's when, so it had to be early 2022 or summer, sometime before that. I know it was before the betas dropped, so it had to be in between there, because the early access came out in 2023. I signed NDA. The videos I've been making since I actually started in 2021 about Undisputed have not changed. My stance has not changed. I've been pretty optimistic since I've started. I've critiqued it fairly well. I've been fair. If I see something that's trash, I say it's trash. I speak what I feel. And that's what it is at the end of the day. I speak what I feel. I'm not gonna, how do I say this without being offensive? I don't say what people want to hear. It's kind of not my thing. I know it, and what I mean that is, people are gonna listen to what they want to hear, right? If I say the game is good, there's an audience that wants to hear that. Somebody says this game fucking sucks, it's trash, don't fucking buy it, there's the audience who wants to hear it. There's an audience for everybody. That's how kind of like how this day and age goes. People not grift, but they shift to what they want to hear. I just particularly just say what I feel. Nobody had a problem with the way I was doing videos when I first signed EA. I was still making videos about how the game was trash. I recently just made a video not too long ago. It had to be like a few months ago. Not a few, but it was a while ago, about why Undisputed isn't ready for consoles. I made a video talking about how the blocking changes sucked. I've been very vocal about how I don't like some of the changes that I've been seeing recently. I don't understand why it's now a problem that I'm associated with SEI. I've been associated with SEI for like the past 2 years now. When I mean associated, I mean they let me play the game early. I played early access. Not early access. Was it early? Yeah, it was early. I played early access early. I got the career mode early. I was allowed to make videos on that. People see that, and then their whole perspective changes on things, and this kind of goes into community backlash as well. That should not affect how gameplay feedback is perceived from everyone, no matter if they're optimistic for the game, if they fucking hate the game, if they make videos, if they don't make videos. We're all here for one reason, and that's I would hope we're all here for one reason. That's to make Undisputed the game that it has the potential to be. This whole little dynamic, and it's kind of the same dynamic that was in UFC 4, UFC 5, that little transition. You got one side who think they're right, and then you got the other side who think they're right. And it just makes for the discussions are a fucking hassle. It's such a hassle at times, that I'm particularly talking about sometimes the comment sections and discords and reddits, because everyone wants to be the guy to say, hey, I was right. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be the guy that says, shit, good. That's what I'm talking about, SEL. Now from here we do boom boom boom. You don't see a lot of people like that. Everyone wants to be the guy to say, haha, I was right. I told you about that. And it just creates, like, we're losing the plot a little bit when it comes to these things. Now, I've seen great feedback that this community has given, a tremendous amount of great feedback. Shit, even some amazing feedback at times. You know what I mean? Let's hone on that a little bit more. I feel like we're losing the plot with this whole consumer content creator little battle. The shit is stupid. It's really stupid. Everyone wants to feel like they're so far against the fence that there's some sort of fucking I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. So going forward, and I said this in that video that I mentioned earlier about dressing a community, just keep everything. We can agree to disagree. Just keep everything cordial. Ooh, that's a big word. That's vocabulary MMA. Just keep everything cordial. Keep everything direct. Keep everything how do I say, is presentable. You know, don't lose the plot when it comes to feedback in this game. I know I'm yapping on this a lot, but just don't lose focus of what the task is at hand. I don't understand people who want this game to fail. Like, why are we sitting here? The game has not been released yet. We're talking about the game is gonna be fucking trash, and I can't wait to be right about, you know, the game being ass. It's stupid. Why are we sitting here talking? We should be sitting here talking about, okay, when the game releases and there's a problem, what should we do after that? What should be the next move? That's the whole thing. And now we're moving into the reality of this situation. Bro, I'm setting myself up for some beautiful transitions, bro. WJ. It's now the reality, or the truth, or the matrix, whatever you want to fucking call it. It's the reality of the whole situation. Is Undisputed October 8th, October 11th, whenever the game comes out, it's going to sell. Sparking Zero comes out on 11th alongside Undisputed. It's going to sell. It's a boxing game. We haven't seen one in 12 years, almost 13 years. So it's going to sell well. That's not the problem. Reality is, what is the game? How is the company going to react to that release day hype and try to transition that over the lifespan of a game? How do they manage that? Do they do what EA does and just completely fucking abandon games like they've done with the UFC series after launch? and just giving minuscule updates and hiding behind DLC fighters. Undisputed, SCI, they go that route. I'm done with this game. I'm not doing the whole optimistic thing like I did with UFC. I'm gonna try to be optimistic as possible for release, but post launch, no excuses going forward, right? Do they do that, or do we double back around and say, okay, we got these problems on release, now let's fix them? They fix them, and you keep the longevity of the game going into a potential sequel, a potential franchise, however you want to go about it. That is the reality of it. The reality of it is Undisputed on release is going to be a more polished version, a way more polished and enjoyable version than what we have now. Just straight up, that's what it's going to be. It's not going to be, I mean, you could say it's going to be a brand new game. I mean, because shit, it looks like a brand new game. But it's going to be something, it's not going to be this overarching overhaul where it feels, how do I explain this, where it actually does feel like a brand new game. I know I said it could possibly be, it's hard to explain, but it's not going to be this overwhelming amount of changes to where it's like, it's hard to explain. I'm explaining wrong. I'm sure somebody down below in the comments is getting what I'm talking about. I hope I'm explaining this well, but it's hard to say it. But it's not gonna be these overwhelming, changes. Just sticking to the bread and butter. Okay, boom, boom, boom. This needs to be fixed for it to be enjoyable. Okay, we fix uppercuts, fam. We fix the back step straight. Do some little nuances. Potentially add angles. Potentially, fixing what the block look like. Because if you paid attention to the videos, the block has looked, the idle stance, it doesn't look like the absolute best. It could be way better, but it's better than what we've had in early access. Fixing what the body jabs look like, fixing what the body straights look like, the jab straight looks like. Those sort of intricacies to make the game better. Fixing desync. That's the reality that we're gonna have on October 11th or October 8th, whenever you get in the game. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. This is probably, like I said, bro, I'm not gonna yap y'all head off too much with videos like this. I know y'all probably enjoy when I just sit here and just talk, and I'm not in content creator mode as far as just Jay, giving witty things. But yeah, let's talk about it down below in the comment section. As always, these videos are always discussion points. It's pretty much like a video form, if you will. So let's hear it down below in the comment section. You guys stay safe again. Stay up, stay blessed. Do something productive with your day. Be the enemy that's not productive. All right. Catch you guys next time, man. You guys stay up, stay blessed. I love you guys. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. But I'm on, man. Peace.